If your eyes are the windows to your soul and your glasses are the windows to your eyes, then it's pretty important to find your perfect frames. That's why at Warby Parker, we've made shopping for eyewear as easy and fun as can be. Peruse endless styles in our stores or use our app to virtually try on frames and get personalized recommendations. To find your next favorite pair of glasses, sunglasses, or contact lenses, or to locate your nearest Warby Parker store, head over to warbyparker.com. That's warbyparker.com.
We live in a culture obsessed with dieting, weight loss, and exercise. And that can make eating disorder behaviors easy to miss. But the reality is, eating disorders are serious mental illnesses that take a major toll on your health and your life. But recovery is possible. Eating disorders are more common than you might think. Chances are you know someone who is struggling with one. Or maybe you're struggling yourself. If you're concerned about an eating disorder in yourself or a loved one, I want to introduce you to Equip. Equip is a fully virtual, evidence-based eating disorder treatment program that helps patients achieve lasting recovery at home. Every Equip patient is matched with a multidisciplinary care team that includes a therapist, dietitian, medical provider, and mentors. And you get a personalized treatment plan that's tailored to your unique goals and challenges. Equip treats patients of all ages and all eating disorder diagnoses. It's covered by insurance, and there's no wait list. If you think that you or a loved one could be struggling with an eating disorder, don't wait to get help. Visit equip.health to learn more. That's equip.health.
When it comes to managing money, forget the hype and look at the results. Bill has $1 trillion of secure payments powering our bill pay tools. Instead of just moving money, Bill is powering the financial operations of nearly 500,000 customers. So stop the guesswork and start scaling with the proven choice. Ready to talk with an expert? Visit Bill.com/proven to get started and grab a $250 gift card as a thank you. Terms and conditions apply. See offer page for details.
Welcome to Aran Island This, a podcast series where we talk to Irish people from different walks of life as they reflect on their own journeys. Join me, Russell McDermott, as we explore the many aspects of Irishness and what it means to each of our guests through life's ups and downs. Duncan Hughes, welcome to Aran Island This.
Ross, it's a pleasure to be here.
Have you been to Aran Islands is my first trick question.
I've been to Inishbofin, if that counts. And I got the ferry. There was no choice for transport.
No airport.
No transport options. So if I was going to the Aran Islands today, I would have gotten the ferry as well.
Yeah. Most people get the ferry. They like the rough and tumble of the sea.
I'd have to bring the dog with me as well. So so good in a small plane.
Yeah. I saw him. Where was the ferry? We said in Galway. He was rested. He's looking over the side. I remember when we went down the Killy Harbour.
Absolutely. And then eventually he settled down and just flaked out on deck.
It takes him a while to suss things out.
It does, yeah. It was his first time on a boat, so it was, yeah.
Yeah, well, wow.
Yeah, so he did well.
Yeah. And how do you describe yourself in your passport and immigration forms, Duncan?
I was thinking about this. I suppose by training, I'm an accountant, but by profession, I'm a financial advisor in a different kind of way. I work with businesses that need to have an outside voice. As one client said, I'm paid to have an opinion and give it.
Yeah.
I have a gift for taking people's ideas and turning them into columns and numbers. So very personal relationship with the clients I work with. I went out my own 20 years ago, and as one guy said to me, what took you so long?
Yeah.
So financial backstop or gatekeeper would be the best way of describing what I do.
And people listen to you. I mean that. I always say, don't ask me an opinion if you're not going to listen to it.
Exactly.
Because it might be what you want to hear.
Yeah, exactly.
So therefore choose whether you want to hear what my view would be of somebody else's business, because people get very personal and emotional.
Very much so. Like I work with SMEs and usually family-run businesses. And
which is tricky territory.
It is tricky territory, and you sometimes have to act as peacemaker or peace bringer at times. But if they're paying for your opinion, they generally tend to listen to it.
Okay.
It's when they stop listening that the relationship ends. It stops working.
Yeah, it doesn't work. And is it finance was always an area that interests you?
Not really. I went to university in the late 80s.
Yeah.
when things were grim, to say the least. And I had a vision.
They're no better in the early ages.
Yeah, somewhat better in the early ages, but still not so good.
Not great, though.
With the view to doing marine geology.
Yeah.
Figuring that oil and gas was still a growth business at the time.
Yeah.
I met my maker halfway up a mountain in Lewisburg in the middle of March in my second year in college. And after stepping out of the minibus to trek up a mountain to map it, I met my maker and said, this is not for me.
All right. Decided.
So I switched to computer science and maths. And I graduated in 91 when things were really pretty dire at that stage. And with no clear idea of what I wanted to do. I was very young graduating. I was 19 when I graduated from UCD,
very young.
Which was probably a mistake.
Yeah.
On reflection, I didn't really enjoy my college days until second or third year.
Yeah.
Because I was 16 when I started.
And those days, there was no enlightenment about transition year to the next year?
No.
Yeah.
So I was young when I was doing my leaving cert, and there was no transition year, as you said. So went straight from third year to fifth year.
Yeah.
So the accidental accountant.
Hey, and you're from Dublin, aren't you? Blackrock.
Family lives very close, aunts and uncles. I had a cousin living on the same street as us for about 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
We moved from where we were in the middle of Blackrock, between Blackrock and Slorgan. We moved closer to the village about 10 years ago, and transformative in many ways. We moved for financial reasons to try and liquidate the mortgage, which we managed to do, given that my future earning capacity was not clear. But moving to where we are now has been transformative in terms of community.
Isn't it great? That's why I always like European cities, because it's urban, everything is upward, and you have local neighbourhoods. I know where you live, and the access to the village and everything makes it all very easy, accessible, localised, and you don't need transport.
Yeah, exactly.
To do most of the things you want to do unless you're going somewhere specific. And that's the nice thing about the area.
Well, like we moved and we had 2 cars at that stage.
Yeah.
And one of the cars was sitting outside for about 3 months without being touched.
Yeah.
So we got rid of it.
It makes sense, yeah.
And you're more inclined to walk.
Yeah.
And by being inclined to walk, you meet people.
Yeah.
My wife is the parish secretary for our local parish. Yeah. So she actually knows more people in the village than I do. But she can't walk down the street without meeting at least 2 or 3 people that she knows. So sometimes it takes her 15 or 20 minutes to get to work, and she works down in the village.
Yeah.
And it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Because you notice people.
Yeah.
And you're more inclined to be open and to greet people. And sometimes you could be the only person they see or say hello to in a day.
Yeah. I was watching Graham Norton yesterday saying something about when he goes back to Bantry as opposed to London. He knows everyone wants to know his business.
Yeah.
And he struggles to get to terms that have moved to London for so long.
Yeah.
Everybody, if they don't ask, they know the answer anyway. They know your business.
Exactly.
It's all part of the chat of local Irish life. And Blackrock does have that, yeah.
Yeah.
What does Irishness mean to you, Duncan?
Resilience. I think because our country is so young in many ways, and because we still live in somewhat of a shadow of our nearest neighbour, we tend to define ourselves in terms of our relationship with the UK. We did define ourselves in terms of our relationship to the UK, but I think in the last 30 years we've grown up, and the economic success that we've enjoyed has given us the freedom to actually be ourselves.
Well, confidence has come during the 30, 40 years. A certain level of confidence has come with economic upturn, Riverdance, U2, whatever you want to call it. There's been a generation of people who only know good things.
Good things, yeah. Like I thought last Saturday in the Aviva was very significant for Ireland. In a quiet way, we had 3 people, all Irish, of different colour.
Yeah.
And if you had said that 20 years ago, you would have been laughed at.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have been believed.
Yeah.
I thought it was a fantastic day for Ireland.
Yeah.
And the fact that it passed by So low key was even better.
Yeah.
You know, that wasn't...
In fairness, soccer has been ahead of that in some ways. It's given a certain level of acceptance.
Yeah.
Because Chris Hughton would have been a misnomer in his time for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
So we've become very accepting of that now. Yeah. And personal resilience, what does that mean for you?
I suppose it's doing the right thing at the right time and sticking to your
that word
guns.
has become so trendy now, resilience, that sometimes I think it's kind of a narrative. But the resilience, I believe, if it's not, you don't call it resilience, but it is a thing that people are required to do, get through things as you.
Well, I've had a bit of experience in getting through stuff and realising that you're doing it not just for yourself, but for others.
Yeah.
As you know, I have Parkinson's disease. I was diagnosed 22 years ago. I was probably symptomatic for about 5 or 6 years before that.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah. Like, on reflection.
At the time, you had no idea.
At the time, I had no idea.
Yeah.
It came as a huge surprise to me. Like, I was CFO of business, 2 BMWs in the driveway. Life couldn't get better. You know, I was on the way. Getting that diagnosis was shocking.
And the symptoms, the early symptoms of those 5 years were what kind of things?
A slight tremor in my right hand and problems with my gait.
Right.
I had previously broken my ankle in 7 places and which had pins and plates inserted. And I thought that was what the issue was when I was dragging my foot. And it was only when my handwriting became very small and cramped that I went to my GP. He referred me to a neurologist and I was diagnosed within about 30 or 40 seconds.
Wow. And you played sport all your life, hadn't you?
All my life, yeah.
And it didn't show up then?
It may have shown up in my running style, which was low centre of gravity.
Yeah.
But
you think it might have been compensating?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I wasn't prepared for that diagnosis. And it took me a long time to reconcile myself that it was the reality of what my life was and that I should start living my life, not just for myself, but for my wife and my children. Because if I didn't, I was giving up. And that for me is resilience. Resilience is about not giving up when it's the easy option to do so. It's about putting yourself second because other people need you as much as you need them. And it's giving up is too easy.
But it's easier said than done, isn't it?
Well,
every day you have to get up. Every day you have to get your mojo. Every day you have to keep yourself going.
I suppose resilience for me is about not feeling sorry for myself. Like I've said this to you before, acceptance is not giving up.
Yeah.
Acceptance is the brave thing to do. It's the right thing to do because if you don't accept it, you spend the energy fighting it that should be given to you or to other people rather than feeling sorry for yourself. Yeah.
Well, there's no joy down that. No, we all do it. It's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done. But every day is a new day.
Yeah.
And if the day before has been not so good, there's no guarantee that the next day is going to be the same.
Yeah.
So I have Leon who gets me out of bed in the morning because he's a big black Labrador and he needs to get out.
Yeah.
And that for me is the motivation to get out of bed.
Yeah.
And then when I get back
from there,
take it from there.
Yeah. And tell us about Leon. That's part of a program. It's an astounding program.
Well, Leon...
that you're very closely involved with, don't you?
Yeah, I am, yeah. My consultant, Tim Lynch, who I've been with for 20 years now, so we know each other fairly well, had the courage to prescribe a dog for me on the basis that, well, it took me a while to I suppose, to get a bit of background. With Parkinson's, you get medication.
Yeah.
And you have to realise that the medication is not treating the disease, it's treating the symptoms. And once you have that in your head, you realise that your quality of life is never going to change unless you make changes with it.
So in other words, you're taking the medication, your symptoms keep
they're not getting
regressing,
better.
not getting better, yeah. And the disease is not dealt with at all.
Exactly. So the objective is to maintain the best quality of life you can sustainably. So Tim had been in contact with Dogs for the Disabled, a charity based in Cork, which generally provides stability and task dogs to children with cerebral palsy or wheelchair-bound children as task dogs to pick up mobile phones, etc., etc., or to help them get dressed in the mornings, open fridges, retrieve drinks, etc., etc. So Tim felt that there would be an opportunity for me to take a Parkinson's dog to help me with my gait and my movement. And I was sent down to Cork to meet Jennifer, who runs Dogs for the Disabled, not really knowing what to expect. And the first thing she did when I got to the office was she sat me down in the staff canteen, disappeared off, and then walked in with a black puppy and dumped him in my lap. And it was only afterwards that I realised herself and the staff were waiting to see what my reaction would be.
Yeah.
And the puppy...
Were you into dogs anyway?
I was. We'd previously had a dog called Jack, who was a rescue.
Is that a normal house dog?
He was a bit more than that. Yeah. He was very empathetic. And I used him to write a blog called Jack's Blog, which was a way of being able to talk about my condition through Jack.
Here's how to stay alive longer so you can enjoy Boost Mobile's unlimited plan with a price that never goes up. Do not mistake a wasp nest for a piñata. Stay alive and switch now at Boost Mobile. After 30 gigs, customers may experience slower speeds. Customers will pay $25 a month as long as they remain active on the Boost Mobile Unlimited plan.
We live in a culture obsessed with dieting, weight loss, and exercise. And that can make eating disorder behaviors easy to miss. But the reality is, eating disorders are serious mental illnesses that take a major toll on your health and your life. But recovery is possible. Eating disorders are more common than you might think. Chances are you know someone who is struggling with one. Or maybe you're struggling yourself. If you're concerned about an eating disorder in yourself or a loved one, I want to introduce you to Equip. Equip is a fully virtual, evidence-based eating disorder treatment program that helps patients achieve lasting recovery at home. Every Equip patient is matched with a multidisciplinary care team that includes a therapist, dietitian, medical provider, and mentors. And you get a personalized treatment plan that's tailored to your unique goals and challenges. Equip treats patients of all ages and all eating disorder diagnoses. It's covered by insurance, and there's no wait list. If you think that you or a loved one could be struggling with an eating disorder, don't wait to get help. Visit equip.health to learn more. That's equip.health.
So he wasn't preaching.
Yeah.
But you could call a spade a spade.
Yeah.
And it worked for me. It was quite popular. Like, there was 10,000 subscribers.
Wow.
And it worked. I did it for about a year and a half, 2 years. And Jack moved on. He went back to his original owners.
Right.
And I cleared my mind.
Okay, so the blog worked for you as a therapy.
It also worked for friends and family because they could understand where I was coming from and they could ask the question, are you okay today?
Yeah.
And I could honestly answer the question, say, not today, but tomorrow should be fine. Funnily enough, I actually, through Jack's blog, I wrote an autobiography for a fellow Parkinson sufferer in the States, in Alabama. She asked me to write her story. I never actually met her.
Right.
But we communicated online and I told her story. Horrific circumstances, but very noble lady. She had been abused as a child, came from a very fractured family, and she just said, you seem to be able to get inside my head. And we took it from there. So I had to write the end sooner than I expected. Right. And that was probably my best piece of literature.
Right.
The horses have turned and we're pulling for home. Sorry, it's
quite. No worries. And going back to the assistant dog partnership, just to shift gear at them.
Yeah.
When you met Leon was a pup, and pup being what? Two or
he was
three? Two, yeah.
The first time I met him,
So you bonded then?
we bonded. Well, I was staying in a hotel in Douglas, and the first day he stayed with me, I realised that they were training me, not him. And I'd walked down to Douglas Village from the hotel, and
With him?
with him. Then realised when I was going back up the hill that I wasn't going to make it, and he pulled me home. And that for me was, God, this is actually going to work. So I went from not walking at all to walking about 10.5 Ks a day.
Was it that dramatic?
That,
So you got him then, you had to train each other officially, or you took him?
He still had a lot of learning to do, because he's a big dog, but he's not the sharpest.
I can't say that about Leon.
He learned, there was a lot of learnt behaviours he developed.
Based on your walking, your gait, your reactions.
The harness and the halter that he wears, it acts like an umbilical cord. So it's very sensitive. So if he thinks I'm walking too fast, he'll add tension. And if he thinks I'm walking too slow, he'll add slack.
Okay.
If we're walking upstairs, he walks in front of me. So that if I slip or fall, he'll hold me. And if we're walking downstairs, he walks behind me. So again, if I slip or fall, he can hold me. Like, he's 37 kilos and he's a very strong dog.
Yeah.
As well, like, if he thinks I'm walking fatigued, he'll find a bench and he'll stop. And he won't move off again until he thinks I'm ready. So, yeah, no, he's been transformed.
Is it a unique program? Or are you just unique in Ireland? Or is this a common way of addressing?
In Ireland.
Okay.
The joint study was done with UCD Biomechanical Engineering, the Mater Hospital, and the charity. And there's 2 other dogs out there now in Ireland working as Parkinson's assistance dogs. So Leon was the first.
Right.
And as Tim said in the video that was produced, you have to prove it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just a one-off. So they're getting there, and like, you can see the physical difference that he makes to me when I'm out. Absolutely.
But as you're saying, his arrival kind of changed your own assessment of how Parkinson was affecting you. Because I meet you every morning, you're out walking, you're as fit as a fiddle, you're almost running.
Yeah.
In your shorts. And I didn't know you, but I didn't see you physically before, really.
Yeah.
But now physically, the freedom Leon provides is incredible.
Yeah. Like, he changed my body shape. Because I had been, my playing weight would have been about 85, 86 kilos. I was, quite bulky.
Yeah.
And I'm now 70, 75, 76 kilos. I'm probably fitter now than I've ever been before. But he also gave me the security and the peace of mind to allow myself to do things that I wouldn't have done before for fear of not being able to get home. And also, confidence-wise, previous to having Leon, if I was walking and I froze or stalled, people will stare. And if the dyskinesia was bad, they'd make assumptions.
Yeah.
And you could see it in people's eyes. They wouldn't make eye contact. They'd try and avoid you, or they'd stare.
Yeah.
And they would make assumptions, I'm alcoholic or taking drugs. And that was quite tough, because some of these people were my neighbours or people who lived close to me. Now, when they see the two of us out, they smile.
Maybe I should get a dog, because it happened to me after my stroke as well.
Yeah,
they look at you and think, especially come back and get a bus back at 9 in the evening. Yeah. They assume that you're stumbling home because you're inebriated. You've been down in a certain public house in Blackrock. But no, and it gets in the back bar. You hit the nail on the head. It gets very stressful, because the more you try to argue mentally that that's not the case, you frustrate yourself.
Exactly.
Let them believe what they want to believe. But as I say, when they see the two of you together, You could be having a few pints, who cares?
Yeah.
But they make an assumption that you're okay, that's what your defect or disablement is.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's official, in other words.
Official defect.
Yeah.
So,
and who funds? Is all fundraised by private donations? The program is
it's a combination of private donations and fundraiser.
Okay.
So the charity is quite active with the partnership. So I do a fair amount of fundraising with the charity.
What's it called? Is that called
Dogs for the Disabled?
Dogs for the Disabled. .ie or .com or something, is it?
.com.
Okay.
So a lot of the fundraising is centred around the partnerships. Okay. So last Saturday morning, before the Ireland-Italy match, I did 2 hours of awareness in one of the shopping centres in Dublin, this Dundrum shopping centre. And it's just about explaining what's possible to members of the public and showing them what changes the dogs can bring to people's lives. Like, I remember when I was down for training with Leon, there was a young girl with cerebral palsy. She was 10 and she'd never walked.
Never.
And she'd had a walking aid, but she'd never independently walked. With cerebral palsy kids, if you can get them before 12,
system.
You stand a chance of keeping them out of a wheelchair.
Yeah.
She was paired with the biggest golden retriever I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
He was huge and she was tiny.
He was gentle, I'm sure.
And they just bonded straight away. Yeah. And 2 hours later, he had her walking.
Wow. The instinct of these animals is incredible, isn't it?
They have to want to do it.
Yeah.
And if they do, there's no stopping them.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's quite a remotive subject.
No, it's very close to what you face every day. And in terms of how do you reckon, when you look at your life and you were active and stuff and played rugby, how do you reconcile the two things? You've managed to not be bitter. You're positive about it. Do you look regrets and things left behind, or is this all? I don't believe in always being positive, but the transition of dealing with that mentally couldn't have been easy.
Well,
because you're a passionate sportsman. You loved rugby, still do.
Yeah, I suppose my decision with regard to rugby is an easy one because I broke my ankle in 7 places.
How did that happen?
A tackle.
Wow.
Literally. Just a tackle.
7 places.
I went back. I did the rehab, went back, first came back, put my foot in the gas, and it wasn't there.
Okay.
So I had a choice to make, and my accountancy training was coming to a close. So I had a choice to make whether I'd try and go full-time or stick with the accountancy and take that as a profession. Decision was made for me. So to a certain extent, I have no regrets in that regard because, I was going to have to make a decision sooner rather than later. And I went back to play junior rugby.
Yeah.
I did a bit of coaching, but I left on my own terms. I remember very distinctly, it was Sunday afternoon, putting the gear in the back, and I used to hate playing on Sundays. Sunday was not a day to be playing club rugby.
Yeah.
And I just said, that's it. I'm not enjoying it anymore. And that was the end of it. So I went out on my own terms. Kind of. But a deep love for the game and for the values and the behaviours that...
and the friendship it brings as well.
Exactly.
The relationship you have with other people. And see, I think sport, to continue that point, teaches you a lot about life. Is that not too corny? You have to learn to lose, to win. And life is full of losing and setbacks, and the odd moment you celebrate always seems fleeting.
Yeah, I think, especially with rugby, there's nowhere to hide. It truly is a team game. So if you're not committed to it, everyone knows.
Yeah.
So you're there at a choice. You're there because you want to be there.
Yeah.
You give it your best. So I think it's a very different game now to the game I played 25, 30 years ago.
Yeah. Like did it give you some iconic moments that drive you or you celebrate? We all look back on certain things. We have moments we celebrate when they get more exaggerated as we go on. We were more brilliant than we were.
One very fond memory is playing a match against Water Park in Sydney Parade from Monkstown. I was playing on the left wing, and we were in open country, line at my mercy, and my right winger had come around to loop around me, and with the line at my mercy, I passed him, and he scored. And the referee on the way back said, "Most generous thing I've ever seen." I then went in the corner about 20 minutes later, myself, and best try I've seen all day. And that interaction between coach, player and referee was part of what made the game very special to me. Like, I remember that with a smile. I suppose gave me great confidence as a young man, because I was very young to be playing the standard of rugby I was playing. The lessons were great. Like, I suppose I left in my own terms, so I was happy to call it quits. Yeah. The only regret I have is that I never got to play sevens in Hong Kong.
That was, that'd be lovely.
Yeah, that would have been great. Yeah. But that's the only regret. I loved the sevens game. Yeah. It's a super sport. Yeah. The sevens. Like, we played in Kinsale 2 years in a row. Yeah. And I was the try scorer. Win? Yeah. Well, when you scrum half had the gas that I had, it was pretty straightforward, but you really enjoyed it. Yeah. And that's what I was touching at. When you look back at that and you assess your situation now, as I did, I was running, 10K every morning, and overnight I had a stroke and I couldn't run again. Yeah. There's certain times you have to battle those memories because they come in and cloud you have to push them back, because the person I am now is not totally different, but it's very different. I suppose I had finished most of my competitive career before I was diagnosed. So to a certain extent, it was my choice. Yeah. So, whereas your situation was, it was forced upon you. Yeah. So maybe it was telling me I should stop running. But well, maybe, yeah. So I have very few regrets in that regard. Like, it was a broken ankle that stopped me. Now, you probably wouldn't come back from that anyway in a funny kind of way, probably. Correct. Yeah. So I turned out to be a brilliant accountant. Good. I'm glad. And is it music that has accompanied you over the years that inspires you, is emotional? Or Chariots of Fire, the theme music by Bachelors, just was one. Another is Billy Joel's Down Easter Alexa. Yeah, that's a brilliant song. Which is one of my favourite songs. Absolutely super, yeah. To a certain extent, it captures the innocent goodness of the States that was 20, 30 years ago. Yeah. And do you work abroad anytime, Duncan? We always based on. I did a lot of travel when I was working for multinationals. Yeah. So I worked in Italy, France, Portugal, Spain, the UK. As I said to Kay, the first time we went to Paris together, she said, "You must have been to Paris 100 times." I said, "Probably, but I've never actually been to Paris." Oh yeah, I know what you're saying. You know, the taxi from Charles de Gaulle to La Défense. Yeah. And you work. Yeah, Derek Daly said to me, he's been to Australia, I don't know how many times, but he hasn't seen Australia. Yeah. He just went to race, and when his race was over, he came straight home. Yeah, exactly. And you list all these places you were, and you weren't there really. Exactly. So I kind of lived for a long time on an airplane. And eventually Kay said to me, "Do you want to see the kids grow up or not?" Yeah. And I took the view that I did. Yeah. So that was one of the cues for me to go out on my own. Yeah. And I expected to be based in Ireland, but it ended up things to work out the way they do. About 50% of my work now is in Liverpool, and has been for the last 15, 20 years. So it's amazing that you can still do that. You can travel, the support is there, the system is there. The clients value my opinion, and they work with me. Like the guys in Liverpool have been through thick and thin with me, and I've been through thick and thin with them. And that bond, I know more about them than their wives do. Because I hope they're not listening. Well, the wives will acknowledge it too, because they see the value in the relationship, because they know and trust me. And they know that if their husband is in trouble, they'll pick up the phone and they'll get the best advice, the most honest advice that they can get. So It's not a bad way to be.
Yeah, very good. Yeah. Well, it's a reflection on you and your character that is.
Oh, their misjudgment.
Well, we all say that in a kind of a sheepish way, but we don't. We're only being joking.
It's interesting. Like the first guy I worked for in Liverpool, we used to get on very well.
Yeah.
And, we tolerated each other. He needed me to do certain work for him. And I needed him to pay certain bills for me. But we were never close.
Yeah.
And then one evening...
If your eyes are the windows to your soul and your glasses are the windows to your eyes, then it's pretty important to find your perfect frames. That's why at Warby Parker, we've made shopping for eyewear as easy and fun as can be. Peruse endless styles in our stores or use our app to virtually try on frames and get personalized recommendations. To find your next favorite pair of glasses, sunglasses, or contact lenses, or to locate your nearest Warby Parker store, head over to warbyparker.com. That's warbyparker.com.
We live in a culture obsessed with dieting, weight loss, and exercise. And that can make eating disorder behaviors easy to miss. But the reality is, eating disorders are serious mental illnesses that take a major toll on your health and your life. But recovery is possible. Eating disorders are more common than you might think. Chances are you know someone who is struggling with one. Or maybe you're struggling yourself. If you're concerned about an eating disorder in yourself or a loved one, I want to introduce you to Equip. Equip is a fully virtual, evidence-based eating disorder treatment program that helps patients achieve lasting recovery at home. Every Equip patient is matched with a multidisciplinary care team that includes a therapist, dietitian, medical provider, and mentors. And you get a personalized treatment plan that's tailored to your unique goals and challenges. Equip treats patients of all ages and all eating disorder diagnoses. It's covered by insurance, and there's no wait list. If you think that you or a loved one could be struggling with an eating disorder, don't wait to get help. Visit equip.health to learn more. That's equip.health.
We discovered we had a love of history together. And it came out with a bizarre question: can you name all of the general secretaries of the Communist Party in the USSR? And between the two of us, we did. Yeah. And then we looked at each other in a completely different light. Yeah. And we've been very close ever since.
Good. Funny how life is, isn't it?
Very funny.
Yeah. Is there a quote that travelled with you that you rely on?
Never let the bastards get you down.
Well, it's very true, yeah. Never true word, yeah.
Yeah.
But about Irishness, do you have Ireland has changed so much over the last 30, 40 years. I asked somebody this question who was a lot younger, and they were shocked that my perception of Irish people, or my mindset would be of the 80s or 70s or in early 90s. Irish people now have this level of confidence where the Enda O'Brien Irish and those kind of quotes of being apologetic Irish are no longer valid today.
No,
you will see that with your kids.
Absolutely. The confidence they have in themselves and...
self-belief.
Why wouldn't I be?
Yeah.
In comparison to what am I not?
Yeah.
I think we don't compare ourselves anymore. We don't describe ourselves in relation to other people. We have a very intrinsic belief in ourselves as Irish and having a value and being valued by other countries and other companies outside of Ireland. It's no surprise that Google have invested as much as they have into the country, because there's a confidence, a willingness to learn and a willingness to shovel the shite if you have to, but not to be afraid.
Yeah, we always did the shoveling, but we were always apologetic, and in my time, be happy to be offered an interview for a job. Maybe if all things being equal, you might get the job and you're very thankful and work as much as you had to work.
Exactly.
Nowadays, you don't have to operate on the same procedures.
You're not coming from behind the eight ball. I think our identity as a people has been strengthened by the influx of people to the country.
Yeah.
I think the fact that people living in Poland and France and Italy and Germany choose to live here is a fantastic reflection on the culture and the Irishness of us.
Yeah. Which is a thing.
Which is a thing. Like, our first resort is sense of humour. Mm. Our appreciation for hard work, I think, is very important, because, like, if we thought we found it tough in the 80s as teenagers, our parents, like, had it really tough. Yeah. And what they didn't realise at the time was they were building the nation economically.
Yeah, but the rest of us continue on.
So the rest of us could reap the benefits.
Yeah. On bad days and tough days, how do you keep yourself going? Is it tougher or less tough? Or is it, I know from inside, do you feel the same person?
Oh, no.
Mentally,
no.
You be a bit like myself. You have to temper who you were with what you are now, kind of.
Yeah, like, I remember being my first real management role. Very successful in the process side, improved the reporting process, but my management review said I lacked empathy. And if you look at me now, I'm probably one of the most empathetic people I know.
So you weren't like that before?
No, I was an arrogant bollocks.
Excuse me?
I was. I know that now.
Yeah.
And one of the guys in Liverpool has asked me a number of occasions, or actually told me, he said, the Parkinson's is the best thing that ever happened to you, because you stopped thinking the world came out of your ass and you started thinking about other people. And he said, one of the great abilities you have is to put yourself in other people's shoes and imagine what their life is for them, and that you care about people. So
that would be a result of where you are now.
Well, learning to deal with your own issues and manage your own issues, I think, helps you understand other people. And if you can help them along the way, then it's incumbent for you to do so.
And that would be what you'd say to people who are facing early onset. I think Anne-Marie O'Connor, who we had on, had similar experiences. And what would you say to other people who are... Could you offer that as a positive...
Oh, absolutely. Like,
resolution to deal with it as best you can?
I think everyone's condition is different. And your circumstances add and take away from that position. Acceptance is not giving up.
Yeah, I like that phrase.
And encouraging people to be... Like, I have 3 sets of friends. One set before Parkinson's who never learned to address it or are in denial. One set before Parkinson's who embraced it and embraced me. And then one set after Parkinson's who embraced me still. Like, one of the things my daughter from behind the bar in our certain public house in Blackrock noticed is that everyone hugs me when they arrive and hugs me when I leave. Even the landlord. Yeah. And she said, no one else does that to you. Yeah. No one else gets that. And that means a lot because it means that those people accept that I have a condition, I'm living with it, and they're encouraging me to continue to do so. So being open and unafraid about it is key. Like, when I meet a new client, I'm always quite open with them and say, I have a condition. If you're not cool with it, we call it quits straight away, no harm, no foul. Yeah. And I have one client, he was an Italian gentleman, and I explained the condition, and he just turned around to me and said, Duncan, we all have our little thing.
You do, yeah. You do.
And it's true.
It's true. Yeah, nobody's grass is greener. We all have our things.
Exactly.
Yeah. And in closing, what's the website, the name of the charity to support the work that's been done with Dion and other dogs? I think it's fabulous. Dion's my favourite dog. You've ever given it away, I'll take it.
Dogsforthedisabled.ie.
Duncan Hughes, it's been a delight to talk to you today on Aran and this.
Thank you, Rossa.
Over 90 of the top 100 U.S. accounting firms trust Bill to simplify and secure bill pay. That's proven financial infrastructure built on over $1 trillion of secure payments. Visit Bill.com/proven for a special offer.
Ever walk past a place for rent and wish you could just take a peek inside? Maybe even explore the layout. Envision the natural light streaming through the windows. Or plan where your vinyl record collection would go. At Apartments.com, you can. With tools like their 3D virtual tours, you can see the exact unit you could be living in. Really envision yourself in your new home with Apartments.com, the place to find a place.